Dear President Tusk, dear members of the presidency, ladies and gentlemen, we all feel that the upcoming days, weeks and months, militarily, economically, politically, in Ukraine and beyond, will reshape the fate of our continent. And yet, we cannot say we didn't know it. Yes, we knew it would happen. We knew it would happen because Ukraine is not the first country, is not the first which came under the attack of KGB officer Putin. My country in 2008 was attacked by him, and 20% of its territory is still occupied. And some people in the West used to claim that Georgia was the aggressor. Georgia was the aggressor against Russia. What a mistake. What a lie. Georgia 2008 was just a dress rehearsal for Putin before 2014 and 2022. And why was the West so deaf? Why was the West so blind? Why do some Western leaders still today show reluctance to call a dictator, to call a spade after all? I believe this lack of realism and sometimes of courage leads to consequences that are just tragic. Ukraine, but Georgia too. A narcissistic, Gazprom-type oligarch has captured the Georgian state institutions and treats and sees the country as his private property. Exactly a year ago, I was in jail, and this is the European Union that posted my bail, the price for my freedom. But however, I plead guilty to be the voice of those who believe in a European and democratic Georgia, guilty to defend the victims of the government politically motivated justice. Political leaders like Mikhail Saakashvili, the third president of Georgia, who took the country out of the darkness of the post-Soviet times, who paved the way for the European Union integration, and who was the first to fiercely oppose the imperialist dream of domination of Putin, and who today, as I speak, looks the shadow of himself, almost dying in jail because of bad and ill treatments and torture. Opinion leaders like Nika Melia, head of the main independent TV channel, recently jailed for just being too vocal against an oligarchic regime. Without an exaggeration, he's being jailed just for being too vocal against the regime. Guilty to represent my fellow citizens who feel ashamed not to see their government embracing the wave of support for Ukraine and the Ukrainians. And finally, I plead guilty to refuse to see my country fall on the dark side of the new Iron Curtain promised by Putin. President Tusk, you and me and some others in this room know the cost of Russian domination. No life, no future, no hope. So, more than ever, we Georgian people want Europe. We need Europe to stand by us to defeat the state capture. We want Europe because we still dream about freedom, about shared prosperity, about peaceful future. We call on the European Union to open its door to Georgia. We know the path will be long and complicated, full with the obstacles, but we should pursue it together. The current oligarchic regime is a severe obstacle, but with your support, we will overcome it definitely. There are some, more than some, to say the least, people who would like us to see stop fighting for the European Union. But we will never cease to fight for the European values. We will never flee, and we will never flow. Thank you very much for your attention. Thanks a lot.